Hello, lovely people, we're here to you, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. In today's video, we'll be taking care of a bunch of side quests across the Gerudo town. There are still quite a few of them, so this may take a couple of videos for us to be able to do everything, but what we'll be doing next is we're going to be heading off towards this direction, and going over here, because we saw in the previous episode in the playlist that there's a lady in here with the side quest, so she might have something interesting for us to check out. It was over there the whole time? I thought it was strange that the sandstorms over there never lifted. What is a Hylian Vey like yourself doing here? What are you doing? I'm an archaeologist, of sorts. I was poring over some ancient text I discovered the other day. And I finally decoded it. Well, part of it at least. But the rest is not far off. With this discovery, I'll finally be able to make a name for myself as an archaeologist. Of course! You and I meeting here is no coincidence. I've never been one to question fate. I can't explain why, but I trust you for some reason. I'll tell you the details of my research if you can keep it a secret. Game, you had the chance to make the reference. You could have had her say secret to everyone, and you didn't. My lips are sealed. There's a temple east of here near the entrance to the Gerudo Desert. It's dedicated to the 7 giant statues of the Heroines, said to be the divine protectors of the Gerudo. It was at this temple that I originally discovered the ancient scripture. It reads, when the symbols of the 7 find their place, the blessed path will be revealed. That's all I've been able to decipher so far. It's believed that people once came from around the world in search of the heroine's blessing. But as far as I can tell, it doesn't appear that anyone has found it yet. Blessing? I'm not sure what exactly it means, but maybe I'll find out once I've deciphered more of the text. I'm not sure if this is related, but it said the heroines held powers that were part of a bigger whole. Each heroine had a different power: skill, spirit, endurance, knowledge, flight, motion, and gentleness. But they all look the same to me. Before long, I'll understand the entire text. Fortunately, the divine beast has quieted down, so I can conduct my research in peace. And now we have a shrine quest. Now it's shrine time. When the symbols of the 7 find their place, the blessed path will be revealed. Well, we know the place it's referring to. I just need to finish deciphering the full text now. Goodbye. I wish my sister was more like you. If she did take more interest in my research, she might learn something useful. Instead, she spends all her time obsessing over a lady or bossa. She won't give me the time of day. Well, that's kind of depressing. Alright, so what do you actually say? Where is it? The Temple of the Giant Statues is near the entrance to the Gerudo Desert. Now that the divine beast has calmed down, I should be able to explore the area. Although I still have the sandstorm to contend with. Alright, so I believe if we go into this menu, we should be able to see where it is. Yes, it is, thank goodness. So, after you talk to her, you'll be able to see an objective marker, although you don't need to talk to her to finish the shrine quest because it's kind of obvious on the map that there's something interesting over there. So, we're just gonna jump cut over towards where that area is because it's not really all that difficult to figure out how to get there. I found a shiny. But more importantly, we found the East Gerudo ruins. This is one of my favorite puzzles for a shrine in the entire game. So basically what we have are these platforms, and there's a bunch of orbs in the area. So we gotta figure this out. And I'm gonna be fast forwarding throughout this because honestly this puzzle takes a little while. Now thankfully I have Let's Play notes that can tell me this was from the puzzle. I mean, I have perfect memory that helps me remember everything about every video game in the history of everything ever. Cough, cough, cough. So the first thing I like to do during this puzzle, and this may seem a little contradictory considering the fact that we already placed one of the orbs in these things already, is that I like to make sure that all the orbs are neatly organized in the area before I start doing anything, so that I can keep track of it all. And as we go across this area, the basic idea that you want to remember is there are going to be some symbols on the higher parts of the statues that will help you figure out some of these puzzles based on the symbols on the orbs themselves. So we'll go into more detail about that in a moment as soon as we're able to actually get to the top of one of these things. Each of these statues will have a different way that you can get to the top of them. Some of them are going to have some more simple means by climbing these wooden planks to get to the top. These are kind of interesting because it kind of gives the impression that the one lady wasn't the first archaeologist to try and discover information about these places. So I find that pretty interesting. We see things like this all across the area, and I believe we've seen in previous cutscenes that they used archaeological sites like this to excavate the guardians and divine beasts a long time ago. So that's something that's really interesting. This game just basically has a really fascinating lore, is what I'm trying to say. So these are the symbols I was talking about a moment ago. You want to remember those. Personally, on my first playthrough, what I did was that I kept track of the symbols on a piece of paper, and I was using that to figure out what I wanted to do for this place. But thankfully, like I said earlier, I have perfect memory with this game, and can remember every little thing about it without hesitation. There are 3 more orbs, I can't find them anywhere. Oh, we're only missing 2 of them. I think one of them was on the higher area. I don't remember off the top of my head, though. Maybe when I wrote those notes, maybe I should have written down where the orbs were, too. The only thing that I had written in my notes, I have it on screen right now, but what I wrote was to go talk to the one lady first so that we could see the objective marker, and the order of the symbols and things like that. So yeah, maybe I could have gone a little bit more with that. That's one thing that's really fascinating about working on these Let's Plays is it always seems like no matter how much work I put into these, there's always something more that I feel like I can do next time around. Like, I don't know what kind of game I could do with this same structure as Breath of the Wild. Like, there are a few open world games I'm interested in, like Witcher 3 or Mortal Phoenix Rising, but I haven't played enough of either game to know if they'd ever be Let's Plays. And I'm not quite sure if they would fit the Breath of the Wild structure exactly, but it is something that I'm always curious about. Like, what can I do to improve the next Let's Play that uses a similar style? I finally found it! Okay, most of the orbs, that is for a Korok puzzle. I can't do that now because we're not recording footage for a Korok video. And now you know the order that I'm recording these videos in. But most of the orbs are going to be located at the bottom of the area. But there is one that is located on top of one of the statues. And that's always very fun. So we gotta climb over here towards the top of the area. This one's a little hard to get to because... actually, is there a platform? Was there an easier way we could have gone to this area? Because there was this right. No, it's all broken, so... Yay! I was kind of right. It's kind of amazing that of all the statues here, this is the only one with the broken sword. And now they're all here, and they're all neatly organized in a single file line. Everything is right with the world. Except for the fact that, you know, the shrine's not here yet. So, what you want to do is you want to follow it in this order. Going from left to right, and what I mean by that is you come in from this area. So, we'll be starting with this one and going all the way around in clockwise fashion, because that is always interesting. So, first one is the red one. Second is the orange. If you need a reminder for how to solve these, then basically the solution is that the symbols matching what's on the orb is also towards the top of the statue as well. My capture card ran out of memory. Hooray for editing! Where were we? We're on the third one? I think we're on the third one. So, the third one is going to be the yellow circly thingy. Yeah, I apologize if the commentary isn't quite as smooth as it could be coming back to this. It's just, the thing is, whenever my capture card runs out of memory like that, it takes like 20 minutes to get the footage off there and onto my computer. Because the way my capture card works is it records all the footage onto a flash drive, and that's what I put into my computer to transfer and things like that. So it takes like 20 minutes to transfer all that footage. So yeah, that's not exactly the most smooth thing in the world. But what is pretty cool is the shrine is miraculously appearing. Miraculous, simply the best. Do the task we think around. The 7 heroines complete. Whenever I see that word, I always think of SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy. That's probably not the best game to bring up during a video like this, but honestly, even if it's not the best fighting game in the world, I still really liked it. I thought it was a pretty fun game. Nowadays I know better and know that there are much better fighting games out there. Like I really loved Dead or Alive 5 and Soul Calibur 6. I think those are pretty good games. But SNK Heroines was probably the one that really got me into fighting games like that. And yes, I know I have a very stupid weapon that I could throw away, but come on, it's a spring-loaded hammer. It's like the funniest thing ever. We can't just simply throw it away. We have to save it for something special. You have done well to arrive at the shrine. A hero rises to right the wrongs of fire. Skip! May the goddess smile upon skip! And that was the 7 heroine side quest. I really like this one. This is one of my favorite puzzles in the game, and it's kind of the similar mindset that I mentioned a couple of videos back, where one of my favorite things about puzzle games is just feeling so smart after finishing one. And I remember my first playthrough finishing this on my first finishing this by myself without using a walkthrough or anything like that. It was a really nice moment. I just really like this area in general. It just looks so cool with all the statues surrounding it. These things are absolutely massive, and a site like this in real world would look absolutely amazing, and it still looks pretty amazing in this game as well. And with all that taken care of, let's report back to the archaeologist. Earlier when I went to investigate the temple, I saw a shrine that wasn't previously there. A new shrine? That can only mean one thing. This must be a trial given to me by the 7 heroines. When I beat it, I'll be the star of the Archaeological Society! Oh, I'm so excited! I really like Rotana, she's really fun. So now we're going over this way because there is another shrine quest that's honestly kind of long overdue. This is one that we accidentally started when we first entered the Wasteland region. You'll see footage of it on screen right now of what I'm talking about. But without the fun stuff, let's continue talking to... how do you pronounce her name? Alani? Whatever. The Divine Beast is gone, so the Sandteal races should be starting up again. It's been too long since I've seen the champions strut her stuff. Maybe I'll head over there after work. Sandseal races? If you go around Yurdo Town along this wall from the back, you'll see a gate with a red fabric on it. That's the Sandseal race, of course. It's still outside the town, so Vey and Vel can participate. The Sandseal race is a traditional Gerudo competition. The champion may even be there right now. Intriguing. We'll have to check that out at some point in the future. I don't know if we're going to have time for that in this episode, but maybe a little bit later if I feel like it. Let's seal the deal. Great sealing, yeah. Great sealing. I love that pun. Okay, at the risk of sounding like I'm promoting another content creator, well, first of all, I'll explain how this actually works. So, all these, we're gonna, as we go across this area, we're gonna see these statues with swords pointing in different directions. So what you want to do is you want to keep going in that same direction as the sword's pointing at. Like, we're gonna see a more clearer shot right here. So let's head over this way. We can see that this statue is a point. Can the seal turn, please? There we go. So yeah. We see that this statue is pointing off in that direction. Let's get a good look at the statue. I really like how the design of these statues, they kind of look like Naboru from Ocarina of Time. That's a really nice detail. Seal, stay over there. Stay right there. There we go. Okay, that's pointing off in this direction. And that's the big reason why you want to pay attention to which direction those statues are pointing at. Because there's going to be a sandstorm in this area, and it's not exactly going to be the most pleasant experience in the world. What's also not a pleasant experience is ramming your head into a wall. Not exactly the most comfortable thing to do. It can be easy to get lost in this area, but if you have amazing sense of direction like me, then you've got nothing to worry about. You'll be fine. You're going to go through this area without any problem whatsoever. Now, where am I going? One of my favorite types of YouTube videos is taking cartoon characters and re-editing their lines to make them sound like Let's Players. And there's this one that somebody did for Emperor Cusco from The Emperor's New Groove, where he's all like, never lose my way, I'm the Emperor! And as such, I have an innate sense of direction. Now, where am I going? Let's turn back around. These seals could be a little hard to control. Alright, hello. Turn, please. There we go. Alright. So that one's going to be turning... That one's going to be pointing in this direction. And we found it! Yay! Kema Zoo's Shrine. The Silent Swordswomen complete. To use that's foot in this shrine, I am Kema Zeus. In the name of the goddess Hideout, I offer this trial. A delayed puzzle, Kema Zeus Shrine. I thought this would be one of those blessing shrines, so I didn't pull up any treasure chest notes in this area, but yeah, this shouldn't be too difficult. I don't remember what that was for. I remember what that is for. And in case you couldn't tell, I didn't exactly practice for this shrine, but we should be okay. So basically what we want to do is, what I like to do is I like to use stasis on the thing when it's about to fall, except not. Oh, I remember what I'm doing wrong. Alright. So let's do that, and deactivate it. Yay for physics! So let's use magnesis to lift this thing around. Is there anything over here? Because we saw a door in this area. Aha! There's a switch right there. And not the one that I'm looking at, that's the one that I'm playing my game on. I swear, the word Switch is ruined for me now because of the Nintendo Switch. And why is my inventory always full? Okay, I need to get more weapon slots from his too, because this is really bothering me. What's with most of my favorite games having terrible inventory systems? Okay, I shouldn't say this game has a terrible inventory, because it's pretty nice being able to expand it. Unlike some other games, grumble, grumble. And that should be everything. Your resourcefulness in overcoming this trial speaks to the promise of a hero. You didn't skip my dialogue this time. I never thought the day would come. In the name of the goddess Hylian, I bestow upon you the skip. Well, it was nice while it lasted. And now the sandstorm has completely cleared up. So, if I remember correctly, that means that there are now no more sandstorms whatsoever across the wasteland region. Except now it's freezing. Well, she doesn't say anything about the Swordswomen side quest or anything like that, at least not as far as I know. So that's a little bit on the unfortunate side. There's a door right here. I never knew there was a door right here. What's in here? Ah! I probably shouldn't be back here because this looks like an employee area. Okay, I literally never knew this little square existed. Okay, this is definitely one of those games where every repeat playthrough you find something new every single time. Even if you're like me and you're crazy enough to... Wait. Okay, if you saw the previous episode of the playlist, you know why I'm excited about this. Because... Oh my goodness, the wild berry orchid actually does grow! I never knew that. That's like 2 things in a row that I never knew was in this game. And I was crazy enough to do researches in this game for almost 3 years for this Let's Play. Every time you play this game, you're gonna find something new about it. It's just amazing.